totally squeeze it over towards you more.
I think this is okay.
Okay.
Hey, Angela, guess what?
What day?
Carpool Book Club!
Woo! So
No,
what are we going to talk about today?
Well, I thought it'd be cool to talk about graphic novels.
I think it's a great idea.
Actually,
Especially ones for kids because, recently there's been a lot of talk from people saying that reading graphic novels is not reading, and, some people saying that teachers are not allowing graphic novels as books that kids can read for, like, book reports and stuff, but I think that I call BS on that.
so what do you want to do here?
Let's start with Catwad because it's so funny.
Okay, this is your pick.
Yeah, I picked it just because I don't know why. It was thin. It's thin. That's one of the reasons I picked it.
A valid reason for picking a book for many graphic novel readers. Or people who are short on time, right?
Yeah, well, and the thing that's great about it is that it's like 3-page jokes. The whole book is like 3-page jokes, kind of. It's hilarious.
Right. And you know what? For reading, for kids, that's really awesome. Short. They're not even chapters, right?
No, they're not.
If you're an early reader, or
not just for kids, man. I mean, I think adults could use a little levity in their lives right now.
You just showed me this joke. This was marked for me to read, and I just read it before. And that's why I'm in a good mood now, because I was in a much more sour mood just before we started talking, and I got to read a Catwad. And now I feel great.
So we recommend Catwad for children and adults.
Jim Benton. Thanks, Jim Benton. I'm going to go for a little bit of a thicker one. I'm going to go straight to my favorite in this pile. This book here, this was our pact. So these aren't brand new releases, but the thing is that's great with books is if you've never read it before, it's new to you, right?
Yeah.
And even better, if it's not brand new, there's not a huge waiting list for it usually. So I'm pretty sure we have this in our system.
I hope so.
If you don't have it in your library system, you should request it. Or go out to your favorite local bookstore and pick up a copy.
Your local independent bookstore.
That's right. This Was Our Pact is kind of like a cross, and I always end up using movie terms for describing my books, but that's just how I am. It's like imagine Goonies and Stand By Me crossed with Hayao Miyazaki cartoon, animated film like Spirited Away. It's about it's kind of a buddy movie, coming of age story about two childhood friends who are growing up and kind of growing apart. They go on this epic adventure together that ends up being before long you realize they live in this kind of fantasy alternate world. There's talking bears, there's all kinds of craziness that goes on. I highly recommend it though, and again, it's not just for kids. It's not really for kids at all. It's but it's got really
but kids
neat,
could read it.
Fantastical art. It's a fantasy story. Definitely pick it up if you're into that kind of thing.
Do the David Robertson. I just finished reading his middle grade novel, The Barren Grounds, and lo and behold, in this book, the Barren Grounds are in the book, and so it was really cool to be reading this story, which is this boy is in school and his teacher catches him drawing, and the teacher says, okay, because you were drawing and not paying attention, you have to do a report tomorrow on a figure in Indigenous Canadian history. And so he doesn't know what to do. He's really embarrassed about doing a report in front of the class, but his sister comes and tells him the story of this woman, the peacemaker, who helped two tribes become friends. And so it's based on history. It's sort of couched within a current story, but it also has the Barren Grounds in it, which you should read because it's not as thin as this, and it's a really, really awesome book, and it doesn't really have pictures in it. But in that book, one of the characters draws a picture, which is very important in the book. So
supplemental material from
yeah, it's a perfect pair.
Cool.
perfect pairing for the Barren Grounds.
Has anybody read Nimona yet? You should. It's good. It's and it's not new. Again, it was new to me though when I first read it. So I have at my house. I live in a house with 3 other people, and 2 of them are 11 or younger. And Nimona is a hugely popular book amongst all 4 dwellers in our house that can read. The cat is indifferent. But Noelle Stevenson, who wrote this was a webcomic at first. I think this graphic novel version came out probably about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. It's really funny. It's about a girl she's a shapeshifter, and she has kind of bad guy tendencies, and she wants to be a sidekick for a kind of a criminal mastermind guy. So but she's a shapeshifter, so she can turn into sharks and terrifying things, and so he begrudgingly takes her on, but she doesn't really have she's not really a bad guy. She's a little bit too cheerful. It's really fun. But Noelle Stevenson also is a co-creator of Lumberjanes, which is was a great series. Nimona is going to be a movie soon. Lumberjanes also is going to be a movie, and also Noelle Stevenson is a writer on the reboot of She-Ra that is on Netflix. That is great. It's really funny, and I have to admit that I wouldn't have given it a chance if I didn't have other people in my house telling me that I should watch it, or just watching it while I was in the same room. And I'm in. I think it's great. So definitely check it out. Noelle Stevenson, also, anything that she's done is worth looking at for sure.
Okay, so our last book, we should definitely show people that I don't only read thin books.
Right.
So, Stargazing by
Jen Wang.
Jen Wang. It's 2 girls. One of them is she plays violin, and her parents are very let's say they want her to be excellent, and she wants to be excellent too, but I get the feeling she's not as into playing violin as they are into her playing violin.
Right.
Because I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
The other girl is she and her mother are having some financial issues, and so they move into an apartment that's at that the main character's family owns.
Okay.
And they are starting to become friends, even though somebody said that the other girl was mean. And I can't remember their names because I just started reading it this morning, but I like it. It's good.
Cool. Put it on your list, everybody. Stargazing. It's actually out right now at the library. You can take it out because Angela's got it still.
But I'll be done with it really soon.
Probably before I post this.
Probably.
Hey, do you want to do a battle of the blurbs?
Battle of blurbs. Okay,
Battle of
how
the
does it
blurbs.
work?
I'm just making this up now.
Okay.
So I'll read you a blurb
Okay.
off of the book, and you have to guess which book it's from.
Okay.
Of the ones that
All right. I won't
could
look.
be Catwad. It could be Peacemaker.
Okay.
It could be Nimona. It could be Stargazing, or it could be This Is Our Pact. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Funny and vibrant, a kind of deadpan epic. Is it Nimona? Is it Stargazing? Or is it This Was Our Pact? Those are the three.
Must be Nimona.
You are correct. Bing,
Woo!
bing, bing, bing.
What
Battle
do
of the
I win?
Blurbs. Winner. You win. Chance to read the rest of the book you borrowed from the library.
Yay!
You're welcome. All right, I think that's it for Carpool Book Club for this fall 2020.
All right.
I think we'll say goodbye.
Bye now.
Bye, everybody.